Hey, what's up, guys? Blunt Cuts here. This is a Watcher of Realms video. This is a GvG Watcher of Realms video. Really appreciate you all tuning in. We are going up against the Shire this time. I think they're like the third best guild in the game as far as GvG is concerned, so I expect to get destroyed this time. Not going to be a lot of wins in this video, more than likely. We'll see how it goes, but just my past experience facing guilds at this level, everybody's got A5, everybody's spent like tens of thousands of dollars on their accounts for the most part. I'm sure that's not true across the board, but you know, it's just kind of a different level of account power, and I don't think that I can compete. I think there's many people in my guild that can really compete, but you can see right now we've used 9 less attacks than they have, and yet they are up by about 21%. So yeah, is what it is. At the very least, we should get to see some strong defenses. Should be interesting. Let's get to the attacks. All right, first one up. I'm going to give this one a go. We'll see if it works. We're going up against nobody. It's actually somebody who was in our guild briefly, and then he abandoned us for the Shire. Tisk, tisk. I have seen the strategy work against this defense, so I'm hoping that it has worked. Buffalo Chicken, a guildmate of mine, did get this to work, so let's get in there. Let's see if we can't make it happen. All right, so a lot of these Nightmare teams are very similar. What we're going to do is we're waiting for 10 cost, and then we are going to bait the ultimates here, sending in a Fool. We'll send in another Fool and a Fallen Templar when we do get back up to 10 cost, but really the main purpose here is just to get the ultimates cooking, and we'll wait until the Fool gets 1 up here, and then we can drop in a Fallen Templar right there. That'll freeze the Fool as far back as possible. At 10 cost, we'll drop in a second Fallen Templar, and then we're going to start in on our Swarm there. It's going to be a pretty standard Swarm attack, and we're going to see if we can't get it to work here. These, in my experience, especially when you're going up against high BP opponents, there is an element of RNG involved in this, so we'll see whether or not I can do it. I do have very similar battle power to what Buffalo Chicken did use in his successful run against this team, so hopefully we can get similar results. But at 10 cost, we're going to drop in our double Necros here. 1, 2. And at 3 cost, we'll drop in a second Shaman to keep the Swarm alive, and then we can start deploying our dogs once we do see some movement there. I would like to see the Hatssut ultimate go off at some point as well. That would be wonderful. Need to get a little bit of penetration before that is the case. And there we go. There's the Hatssut ultimate. We'll click up. We can drop in our first set of dogs at 5 cost here. And then we can drop in a second set when we get back up to 5 cost. You can see we're starting to get a little bit of push here. Hopefully we can see Ymiret go down. I think Ymiret is an egg right now, right? Yeah, we're getting some good push here. I think this is going to be a win more than likely. It's a bit of a parade here. Yeah, we're good. Take that, the Shire. This is probably going to be my one and only win. This match, but I will take it. It's good to start off strong. Let's get to the next matchup, see if I can't find any more wins. All right, guys, I'm going to try to use a tactic that we have used in the past. I have seen it work on this defense, so should be a win here, but we'll have to wait and see. Try to use the Exploders to pop the Lili Unyielding, the Thorny Protection that she just toss out. Let's get in there. Let's see if we can't make it happen. All right, so right off the break, we're going to click on Ghan. We're going to drop in double bugs here. Wait until 10 cost after this, but the idea is to pop the Thorny Protection on Ghan when these bugs do impact them. Assuming that the bugs don't die before they hit him, we should be good. Yep, there we go. You see the shield did pop up on Ghan, so that's what we needed to see. At 10 cost, we're going to drop in Maw on the back tile. There we go. And then at 5 cost, we're going to follow up with a Fool to keep him alive. He just needs to get his big true damage strike off on Ghan, and Ghan should just fall over. There we go. Drop in the Fool here. Help keep him alive. And once Ghan is down, it really should just be about running on in, taking out the rest of the units, or as many of them as we can, using the bookkeepers, and then we can follow up. Let's see, Ghan going to fall over. There he goes. That's what we like to see. I think that we're just going to take out Sargak and Ardea. There we are. So we'll just run on in with dogs, and that is going to be a win right there. Relatively easy way to beat this defense if you are struggling against something similar. That is kind of the rough thing about not using an unyielding tank right there. You only get 1 fatal damage protection from Lili. It's why I was saying that what is her name? Talin is not all that great. I did try to use Talin. I had a little bit of success, but the problem is if you don't have either Carnelian or you can't really make it hard to get kill shots in on Talin, then Talin's going to fall over as well, just like Ghan did right there. I will be back for the next one. All right, guys, next one up. Similar team to what we faced earlier. Difference being we've got a bomb in here, and Ezryn is the healer, but that doesn't really make much of a difference when we're talking about a swarm. So let's get in there. Let's see if we can't make it happen. All right, so we're waiting for 10 cost here, and then we're going to drop in a Fool on the back tile here. The Fool gets up and kind of makes the turn here. We're going to drop in one of these guys. Fallen Templars is what they're called. I feel like I always forget as I'm doing this. We're going to wait until we get up to 10 costs, and then we'll drop in a second Fallen Templar on the back tile. And then we're going to start with the Swarm in earnest. It ticks up. There we go. And at 10 costs, we'll drop in a Shaman on the back tile. Followed up again at 10 costs with 2 Necros. Followed up again at 3 costs with another Shaman on the frontmost tile. And then we'll wait till 10 costs and we'll drop in dogs. I'm going to slow it down since we are getting up here a little bit closer to 10 costs. Drop in double Necros on the back tile here. Then again at 3, we'll drop in another Shaman. And click on up so we can be as timely as possible. Need to make sure those heals are up there to keep the swarm alive. There we go. And then we're just waiting for 10 costs. We're also got to wait and see. Obviously, Ymiret's got to go again. And we need to see Hattsut's ultimate go off as well. So those are down so we can push in with the dogs. Otherwise, there's a good chance. There we go. That's what we wanted to see there. Just hope that enough of them stay alive, that we can keep on going, that we've got enough of a push here when we do drop the dogs in. They're not dead yet. Dogs, give them a little bit of reinforcements. Hopefully they push in and they can take a little bit of the pressure off of. Here we go. Oh, and we're in. We're in, baby. That's 3 of them in there. That's more than 3 of them in there. Yeah. Feels better when it's the Shire. I'm not going to lie. I will be back for the next one. I hate to keep attacking the same defense over and over again, but there are a lot of these in the Shire's defenses. If it's not this exact same comp, it is a slight positioning variation, but generally speaking, Torodor, Wukong, Ymiret, Hatssut, and Ferssi, who I never really would have imagined, but I'm guessing the Ferssi must be there in order to stop like bookkeepers or something like that. I mean, it's interesting. Wider range, I suppose, as well, so there is that, but we're going to try the same swarm technique against this one. Let's see if we can't get it done. All right, so we're just waiting for 10 costs here. And then when we get up there, we will drop in a Fool on the backmost tile. Tick up a little bit there. There we go. And I'm just going to let the Fool go forward and do a little baiting for us there. We'll drop in a second Fool when we get up to 10. Get those ults out. As soon as the Fool gets up, right around there, we'll drop in this guy right over here. Fool stops, start shielding him. When we get up to 10 costs, we'll drop in a second Fallen Templar to go forward and start stacking up there. Hopefully, my Fallen Templars are beefy enough to withstand for a little while we build up our swarm. We'll click up to 10 so we can be as timely as possible. Keep those ultimates ticking off in the same spot they were in the replay that I did watch. And at 10 costs, we'll drop in a Shaman on the back tile. This is all pretty standard at this point. Tick on up. Tick, tick, tick. There we go. Get back up to 10 costs, we'll drop in double Necros, followed up by another Shaman at 3 costs, excuse me. There we go. 1 and 2. 3, we'll drop in the double Necros, and then we'll kind of let the defense tell us what we're going to do next. I need to wait and see the Hatssut ultimate go off, and then I'll deploy 1 set of dogs. If I can get 2 out at the same time, that would be wonderful. This is, of course, assuming that the swarm is built up enough that makes sense, which, hell, it looks like we're getting pounded right here, so I don't know that is going to be the case. I think we need a little bit more push here, so I'm gonna drop in these first set of dogs, and let's see if we can't get a little penetration here. It's not looking good, though, I'll be honest. I don't know if it's RNG or what. We may be losing this one, so yeah, this is not going to work. You can see there's just not enough units stacking up there. I don't know if a Necro got killed by a Wukong or something like that. There is a bit of RNG there where, depending on who Wukong targets, this whole thing can fall apart, and it just did. So that is first loss, but hell, I'm already going to end up on the winning side of this thing. I got 3 wins already. It's money in the bank. I'll be back for my last fight. All right, guys, last one of the day. This one is mostly just for fun. I don't expect to beat it, although we have had a little bit of success against this defense. I don't think that I have the BP to match my guildmates that have been able to take this down, but I thought it was a cool defense. It's one that is very similar to something I've been trying to work out, so I might be running something similar to this going forward. I gotta say, that's the great thing about going against a guild like the Shire, who obviously faces off against the best of the best in Guild Wars competition, and get to see a lot of the defenses that are used at the very top levels. So very, very cool, and I've certainly enjoyed playing against their defenses here. So we're going to see if we can't get this done. Let's see if we can't dodge this Piercer Hellstorm that they got going on. All right, first thing we're going to do is click on the Brokkir there. We're going to drop in a set of Axolotls on the front, then path on forward, and hopefully we can take down Brokkir, get his Unyielding popped before this does. There we go. That's what we wanted to see. All right, so at 10 costs, we're going to drop in a Fallen Templar on the backmost tile. There we go. I'm going to wait until 10 costs. We're going to do the exact same thing. Drop in another Fallen Templar on the backmost tile. And this was close even at higher BP, so I'm a little worried that this is just not going to work for me, period. But, you know, we'll wait and we'll see. At 10 costs, we're going to drop in a set of Axolotls on the front, as well as a set of these Skeletal Guardians on the back tile. The reason that we're doing that is because we want to make sure that the Axolotls don't get targeted by Lady Alexandria's Mark of Enmity, I think is what it's called. Basically, it targets the furthest unit away on the field, or if you do have her exclusive artifact on, the furthest 2 units on the field. So we want to make sure the Axolotls do not get popped by that. And so we're dropping in the Skeletal Guardians, which are a lot tankier. Okay, one of my Axolotls is still getting hit there, unfortunately. At 5 costs, we are going to drop in a Scalekin Champion, I think is what the other lord is called, the one that I never use. We're gonna hope that Brokkir cooperates and does go down there, but it looks like my Axolotls are dead, so that is where this is likely going to fall apart, because we needed Brokkir to go down, and that did not happen, unfortunately. So I think we are cooked on this one. But essentially, what we would have done, could have made it work, would be to get this Scalekin Warrior in there, give some speed to help the remaining units push through the ice field, and then continue to drop units behind so that Lady Alexandria would continue to target them with her mark skill, and that would hopefully allow us to get into the Soul Crystal. But as you saw, my Axolotls, I don't know if it was maybe bad RNG or something like that. That Axolotl, one of them did get hit by that. I think that killed my chances of taking down Brokkir. Very, very cool defense. I think I may be using this at some point in the future. But there you have it, guys. So fun matchup here. I was able to get a few wins. So as far as I'm concerned, that's a successful day for me. I really can't touch the account power for most of these folks. Hell, I mean, I'm not even close to the top account power in my guild by any means. I have some very powerful units, no doubt about it, but I'm not top of the heap. I don't really spend money on this game, so you know, it is what it is. So thank you so much to the Shire for this ass whooping that you did deliver to us. It was much appreciated. We are going to take a lot of the lessons that we learned here, and I think it's going to help us out throughout the season. So we do appreciate the education, and just, you know, hats off to you guys. Obviously, you're very good at what you do. Keep on keeping on, and best of luck to you moving forward as Season 8 does continue. By the way, I did count up those nightmare defenses with Ferssi healing. I did count up. There's like 10 of them in here. It's nuts, the ubiquity of stuff at this level. It's not a knock on the Shire. Don't get it twisted. I just think that obviously a meta does emerge, and so you see a lot of the same comps over and over and over again. It's why I do think that, again, and I'm just going to harp on this forever and ever until they do something about it, that Moonton or whoever needs to do something to shake this up, whether it is a seasonal or weekly or monthly boost to certain units or nerf to certain units or ban to certain units. I don't care what form it takes, but incentivize people to use different comps. I think that would really make the game mode a hell of a lot more interesting and potentially competitive for folks that don't have access to all of the meta units, you know? So just my thoughts, but fantastic matchup. Thank you all so much for tuning in. If you did enjoy this video, just do me a favor, click that thumbs up button, promote this video, click that subscribe button and promote my channel. I would really appreciate it. It does mean a lot to me, and you know, I put a lot of work into these videos, and your support means everything to me. So thank you in advance if you can do that. Otherwise, good luck on your own attacks, and I will catch you all next time.